SP Department Portal Content Management Training. This training is targeted towards not only for the generic department, but also for our HR, IT, facilities, and marketing modules, which also follow the department model. Each of these products has both a service portal and a staff portal that is used. And in each of those portals, there is what we call content. This is content that is news, announcements, could be links, could be events, could also even be documents out here. And this is what we'll be talking about when we're talking about content management. Now, to manage content in these departments, you also must know that if you have the intranet package, that the departments also allow for news, announcements, and events to actually be pushed up to the intranet, selected and pushed up, which will then alert the content manager up at the intranet. Now, this would be things that are appropriate for the entire organization as opposed to something that is just really targeted at the functional department as well. And then the content manager up at the intranet level will get alerted, they can approve it, they can also do audience targeting and even schedule it on the site. Now, at the department level, you manage all content through the department content manager dashboard. And you can find this under department resources in your menu structure. And it's divided out by the content that is shown on each of the portals. Employee portal content management and staff portal content management. So let's see a live example of how you actually use this and can change content. So the content we're talking about on the staff portal, for instance, is these announcements and department news. If we were to go over to the employee portal, again, which the department staff needs to manage the content on that portal, we can see that there is also department news, announcements, events, and useful links down here. So these are the things that we're going to want to be working on, and also we may want to add documents to the useful documents library. So let's go back to the staff portal here and see how you actually manage content. So I go under Department Resources and I go to Portal Content Dashboard. Now you can also put audiences on these things and appoint somebody to be really just the portal content person, or it could be your administrator as well. It's up to you. It comes out of the box as available to all staff members to be able to manage this content. So let's say that I wanted to add an announcement for the employee portal. And there's actually two announcements lists, one for employee portal and one for staff portal here. But to do that, all I do is click on this. It brings up the announcements that are already out there, which I can manage here. So for instance, maybe I don't want to have this announcements published anymore. I could go in and hit edit, and I could say no on this. Okay, and this company announcement, this is where I actually promote it up to the company. Now, I'll go ahead and stop editing this announcement, and now what we'll see is that this one will no longer be up there. Now, this one I may want to change to actually promote it up to the front page of the website of our intranet. And so I could go in and open this up. And again, I could do it from the editing the list in the quick view, or I could select it and edit it this way, just going in and selecting and editing the item here and say edit item. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually create a new announcement. And so I'll go in here, put in the title, which is what it's going to show on the front page. So I will put in, okay, and I put in, this is an announcement, an online Office supply site is now available. In the body, this is rich text. I can actually put in information about what I want. So I can go in and say, and I could even insert different things like a link to the site, or I could put in a picture as well. And so, and then I can actually format this as well here. So I can see formatting text. So if I wanted to make this bold, make it do any of the different formatting, I can do this here because it is rich text format. And I can also insert a picture. So I could select it from my computer. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a file here out of my images library. This image, and we'll see that it'll actually insert it into the body of the text. It will actually pop up with the upload image. Here, you don't need to put in any of this information. You hit save, and now it's actually in the body of the text. And you can actually do work with the image, like making it smaller, larger, all of that type of thing too. For the image too, I could even go in and put an address, for the sales mart if they click on the image. I'm not going to get too fancy with this. So I can also say when this expires. So I could go in and say, this is good until for 2 weeks. I want it out there. It's not a company announcement, so I don't want it to go up to the entire company. I just want to have it on the finance site because it's only for test purposes now. And I can put the importance, and this is actually just information, and announcement type is it's just an announcement. If I were to, and now we can see that this is part of the announcements, and if I was to go back to the portal, there we go, online office supplies sites now available, it's information, and you can see other ones here. Here's one that's an alert, and also one that's more of not just an alert, but a high priority one as well. So that's what we mean by adding content. And again, if you want to go back to the portal content dashboard, you can do that. Every other one of these also works the same way. So if I wanted to put in a new link, I could do that. If I wanted to also add new portal documents for the useful documents out there, I can also do that. And I can do things like creating a folder in here, and this is what employees would see. So I could go in and maybe put in a folder for, and then I might even put in inside this folder, I can drag and drop files in here. Okay, let's say I wanted to dump in California tax withholding informational document in here. I just drag and drop, and it uploads it, and you see it appear there. So again, we're using this to populate our employee portal documents, or we could also create announcements, news, that type of thing as well. So once again, these allow you to update the content on the employee portal. These allow you to update the staff announcements and staff department news too. So hopefully this has been helpful. I would suggest that you play with it a little bit, but it's fairly straightforward. And the key thing you want to do is always keep your content fresh. And so at least on a minimum a weekly basis, change those announcements and news items as well. And the events calendar is literally just opening up a calendar and putting items on it that will appear in the events area of the portal.